Jimmy, what was your thoughts on Mr. Smith and Fontenot?
I mean, with Arthur Smith first, I see a no nonsense type of guy. I think he's gonna put that type of I'm your coach and you're my player and we are not family type of atmosphere, type of culture in Flowery Branch, which is something that I
Oh yeah,
think we need. Brother, coach and player shouldn't be brother and family. I need for you to go out there and do a job for me and make me look good, and in turn I make you look good and get you paid. And that Arthur Smith give me that persona of I'm no
hmm,
nonsense. I'm not your brother. I'm your
right.
coach type of situation. And that's kind of what I wanted.
Thank you for joining this week, Pound for Pound ATL, on the first edition of the Atlanta Falcons Think Tank. Hey, if we think about it, we're going to talk about it. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Listen, I'm Toby D. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. And also hit that notification bell just so you can make sure that you do not miss all the alerts of Falcons contents that this channel has to offer. Hey, I thank y'all. I'm back. I know I was gone for a while, and hopefully you guys will accept me back into the fold. I know there's been a lot of new subscribers that, man, Jimmy, Mike, and JR have done so great at bringing to the channel, and you will be introduced to me for the first time if you have not watched any of my past videos. But like I said, hopefully you guys accept me back into the fold, because, man, we're going to talk about something today that came to my mind on this first version of the Atlanta Falcons Think Tank. I want to talk about Arthur Smith, our new head coach. You guys already know now, JR has done a great job at talking about him and breaking down film on some of the things that he has done wonderfully, calling the offense for the Tennessee Titans for the past 2 years. After Matt LaFleur left, picking up for him there, and the things that he did with Ryan Tannehill, basically reviving this man's career, and basically, not just his career, but Derrick Henry, using him the way that he did. He already told us there's only one Derrick Henry, so we're not out here trying to look for another Derrick Henry to bring over here to run this offense the way that he ran it over there, and I do appreciate him for that. Now, I also want to talk about his comparison to Mike McCarthy. Yes, some of you are probably going to kill me for this, because you are not an advocate of having Mike McCarthy as your head coach. Last year, when we was calling for the head of Dan Quinn to be gone from the staff, which ultimately he was gone after about 5 games. But hey, that's neither here or there at this point. But I do think that there are some similarities as opposed to both of these guys who began their careers with their respectful teams back when they were hired. Now, of course, Arthur Smith is now the hire of the Atlanta Falcons, but also Mike McCarthy in 2006 once was the hot name out there. And there were so many coaches vying for that job with the Green Bay Packers. I believe Sean Payton being one of them. And we've seen the success that Sean Payton has had over there. Yes, there's a lot of talks about the fact that, yes, they've gone to these NFC championships and have blown it and not make it back to a Super Bowl for a possible another Super Bowl legitimate win. I'm sorry. Yes, they are tainted with the bounty gate. So, hey, yes, they have a Super Bowl ring, but it's tainted with that bounty gate. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But anyway, he has had success for quite some time with the Saints. We see that Drew Brees is about to retire, so we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. But if you saw the clip at the beginning that I had of Jimmy Obama when we was doing the live stream last Wednesday, he talked about how he saw and envisioned Arthur Smith when it comes to dealing with these players and bringing a winning culture here. He mentioned him as being someone he sees as a no-nonsense guy. He's not going to come in here and put up with things and let players relax. He already has told us that he is going to hold players accountable, and that really specifically also means his best players. And it's to come in here and to do your job and what you're supposed to do. You make me look good, I'm going to make you look good, and ultimately get you paid. And I believe that's exactly what he is going to bring. Now, you heard Arthur Blank say that as they called around learning more about these candidates, specifically he heard a lot about the H word, humility, when it has come to being attached with Arthur Smith, from everybody he has talked to, all the way from Joe Gibbs, whom Arthur Smith has worked with in the past. I think Arthur Blank said from 2007 to 2009, and all the way up to being on the same team since 2012 with the Tennessee Titans with 3 different coaches. That says a lot for the respect that he's garnered and the coaches keeping him all this time with him being there. And you've heard the words that Arthur Blank used. He is strong with players when necessary, but has a fair and balanced attack with humility. He doesn't see himself above anyone, but he will call you out on your stuff when you do not perform to the level in which you need to. Mike McCarthy, when he took the job with the Greenbay Packers, and Joe Horn, who was formerly the wide receiver with the New Orleans Saints back then, when he was the offensive coordinator there from 2000 to 2004, confirmed this, that Mike McCarthy said he had a simple philosophy that he would tell to the players in order to help develop the toughness of the players. A player's responsibility is the 2 P's, to prepare and perform. And a coach's responsibility is to teach and demand. And Arthur Blank is one that Arthur Smith is one that I do believe is going to hold these guys to a high expectations to come out there and do what it is he knows that they are capable of doing. No more, I'm hoping that you're going to hear of the days where you have like what Dan Quinn will come and say, well, they perform and have such a great practice throughout the week. I'm not sure what happened. We'll go back through the film and look at it. I'm hoping those days are over. Nothing against Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, while he was here, did what he could, but I think he just became too brotherly like with these players. And I do not see Arthur Smith in one way or another doing any of that with these players. I'm the coach, you're the players. Let's do our jobs and be able to come out here and execute. Can he create that sustainable winning environment? Let's hope so. I mean, so far still Mike Smith is the only coach to bring 5 straight winning seasons to the Atlanta Falcons. And we have not seen that since. Yes, although Dan Quinn has gotten us to a Super Bowl, we blew that Super Bowl, and ultimately you know the result, and we have lost that Super Bowl. So we need a coach that's going to come in here and let these players know what is going on. And Mike McCarthy at one point in time, whether you want to believe it or not, had a lot of success in the 13 seasons that he was with the Green Bay Packers. And I'm hoping for a semblance of that coming over here with Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith has only been 2 years calling the offense, but has already shown his innovativeness and what he can bring to an offense when he calls it, and has already told us he will be calling the plays such as Mike McCarthy chose to do when he became the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Now, Arthur Smith is coming in on the tail end of Matt Ryan's career pretty much. Matt Ryan will be 36, I believe, in May. And when Mike McCarthy came to the Green Bay Packers, if I'm not mistaken, Brett Favre was 37. And another popular player that was there at that time was Donald Driver, who was 31 and had a very productive year his first year under Mike McCarthy with over 1,200 and some yards receiving. And I do believe that Arthur Smith, because of these contracts that Julio Jones and Matt Ryan have, they will not probably be able to easily get rid of these guys. And I don't really think they should at this point now, that Arthur Smith should have a equal opportunity to be able to see what he can get out of Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. Who knows? They may be able to get on track, or it may turn into an 8-8 season like Mike McCarthy's first season with the Green Bay Packers. However the case, I am willing to give this guy a chance because I see that this guy could come in here and be able to build a winning culture and sustain it for more than the 5 or 6 year shelf life that we've had with these coaches in Mike Smith and Dan Quinn. When Ted Thompson hired Mike McCarthy, he said he was looking for someone that 5-10 years down the road could bring some stability to the organization. And Mike McCarthy, definitely looking at the numbers, did bring that. 13 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, they were able to pretty much dominate over there in the NFC North. 8 times they had a double-digit winning record for the Green Bay Packers in 13 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 times they won the division. And these are the things that you are looking for in a coach to bring that type of success. Now, later on in Mike McCarthy's career, we saw that unfortunately he could not adjust and adapt to the modern ways of the NFL. That definitely does not look like or seem to be the case with Arthur Smith, who's already told us that based on what's been going on around the NFL, he was able to adjust and adapt his offense to fit in the mold of things that's going on with guys like Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. So this is a guy that definitely is not going to sit on his laurels and watch the NFL pass him by. He's going to be adjustable to what's going on and be able to stick up and stand up when it comes to the modern changes of the NFL. And I definitely see that. One thing his dad said, and if you guys don't know his dad, is Fred Smith, who is the co-owner, who is the owner, the CEO, the founder of Federal Express or FedEx Express. And one thing he said was, without innovation, you die. And Arthur Smith wanted to make it known that he was looking for a group of coaches. And we've seen him now build his coaching staff up after he let go of the old regime, completely cleaning house, except for maybe 2 guys that he kept off of those regimes with him. That he did not want groupthink, everyone basically agreeing on the same thing and saying, hey, oh yeah, that's good. But people that would be objective when they have ideas or they see something that could work for the team, and then they could all come together and agree. And they may disagree. And you need that with a coaching staff, because he does not want yes men. And at one point in time, Mike McCarthy had him a coaching staff. And a lot of those coaches went on to be head coaches now, albeit not as successful as Mike McCarthy was with his team. But albeit they did become head coaches. And you looking at a guy right now, 38, and Arthur Smith, very young guy, coming in here, a young, bright mind, and I believe has brought himself some experience to his coaching staff with the hiring of defensive coordinator Dean Pease, who I feel real good about. I mean, you bring a 71-year-old man out of retirement, he has a lot of respect for you, number one. And number two, as I tweeted out, he sees that there's a lot more potential in some of these pieces that he has on defense that he can use. And even got his son to retire from his high school football team to come and join the Atlanta Falcons staff. That says a whole lot about what Arthur Smith is bringing to the table and what guys believe his leadership will bring. And hopefully that will develop into a culture between him and Terry Fontenot, the new GM of the Atlanta Falcons, the first black GM of the Atlanta Falcons in Falcons history, that they could bring and establish a winning culture environment to the Atlanta Falcons. And that's what I'm hoping for. And as you see, these 2 guys both were graduate assistants of their respective schools in college. Of course, you know Mike McCarthy was a offensive coordinator for 5 years before he finally became the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. But I believe that Arthur Blank has caught Arthur Smith at the right time, on the rise. And hopefully we can ride that rise to a good 5 to 10 year domination success with Drew Brees being gone. They don't know what that quarterback situation is going to be over there. You're looking at Tom Brady, that's probably going to stay another year because he's trying to get another Super Bowl and still feels that he has some gas left in the tank to be able to do so. So it's going to be interesting to see how long he stays over there, already being at 43 with Bruce Arians. And they are in the NFC Championship that will be played on Sunday. But you will be seeing this video as of right now. So that game will be over by the time you are watching this video. But I just wanted to come out and talk about that. Hey, I appreciate all the love on my way coming back. Ghost Peppers, shout out to you for the words of the seeds of encouraging me to come back. and I feel good being back with the guys. Please check out Draft House with Jimmy and Mike Dub. They will really inform you on these 2021 draft class potential picks, not just, for the Atlanta Falcons, but possibly other teams, to see how things are going to fall and line up for us. Hey, and you got to check out J.R. Clark's film breakdown assessment on Falcon Eye View. And again, this is my version of the Atlanta Falcons think tank. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. I'm glad to be back. Just trying to shake the dust off. Other than that, I'm Toby D. It's Pound for Pound's edition of the Atlanta Falcons think tank. Peace. I'm out.